Hey everyone, welcome to the GTraderPro Weekly Stock Forecast. I'm Gil, here every Sunday to help you get a look on the trading week ahead. Let's take a look at the key markets, upcoming events, and some of the setups we're watching for this week. And we'll take a quick look at how the week wrapped up. We're going to start with Tesla. Now this week we have durable goods, and we have a second look at first quarter GDP coming up between Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, last week we talked about the majority of the tech stocks and our portfolio coming into weekly tops this week. So we expected, as we talked about last Sunday, higher prices this week, early in the week. Most notably, we said Monday, Tuesday at the latest, we should see some highs and some tops put in from which we should sell off. Here's a look at Tesla. Now, Tesla last week opened up Monday down a little bit from Friday's close. We had a price target for Tesla while it was closing above the price of $336. Our price target was $354, and they indeed reached $354 on Tuesday. We said in last week's video that reaching $354 was a short for Tesla, and Tesla would decline from $354. And indeed they did, simply coming back down to $336. Not a huge move, but that did occur just as we forecast. Now, as we get ready for the new week, $336 continues to be important. Closes below $336 would be a weaker position, and Tesla would simply come down and test $322, the next important price on the way back down, off of our weekly top. Now, so we'll look for $336. Now, we did close Friday above $336. If we fail at $336, we're simply going to come down to $322. So we'll watch the early action. Of course, it's a short week with Monday markets closed for the Memorial Day weekend, and we'll be taking a look at Tuesday. Assuming we close not only below $354, but now $344, I look for Tesla to continue its decline. So below $344, we'll look for a break of this $336 and a continuation move to the downside this week to $332 from our current short position of $354. So we are shorting Tesla at GTraderPro, and we want to hold on to that short position. Having booked a little bit at $336, we're going to hold out. As long as we continue to fail at $354, we want to hold out for $322. Ultimately here, we're also looking for lower, but for this week, $322 would be a good downside target for this stock. Let's move on to NVIDIA. NVIDIA was a really good mover for us this week. Coming into this past week, we were looking for NVIDIA to go higher to 135 and potentially 139. Now, NVIDIA's high was 137.30 on Wednesday of this week. So they did head back up as we expected, but we said we could short 135 to 139 to our subscribers. Early in the week, we said that is a short entry. We shorted NVIDIA, those who wanted to, shorted the stock, and our first target was reached at 130. And the market naturally closed above 130 on Friday. We will continue to look for failures between 134 now and 136 to continue to hold for a deeper decline. The next price on the downside would be about the 123 price. Right? 123 on the way back down. We now need to see a break of the 130 and a daily close below 130, but a daily close below 132 will be good enough. And as long as we're failing at the 136, we want to maintain short positions coming into this week with the expectation that there's more downside to come from NVIDIA. Moving on to Microsoft, another good mover for us. We shorted and called for a short. So Microsoft did advance as we expected, along with the others, into last week, put in that weekly top, and we said the failure would come back down to 453, 451, and 448, where they closed out the week above 448. This is the key price now. We need to see Microsoft fail and close daily below 448. If we see that this week, we will be targeting 440. Again, not a huge move, about an $8 move on the stock. Most importantly, another of the tech stocks with a weekly top. Normally, we're going to see a multi-week sell-off in Microsoft along with the others. Worst case scenario, we need to stay below 453 now. Perhaps 454. As long as we're closing below 454, we want to stay short this stock as well. We need that break of 448 and a close below 448, and then we will target 440. A deeper decline, perhaps not this week, but in time, a deeper decline will come back down to about the 434 level. Amazon. Let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon has been very good for us since week before last, where we said in this particular week, 212. As long as Microsoft is closing below 212, we want to be short the stock. Our primary target back down 201. It was a nice 5% move on the stock, and you'll see that Friday closed indeed below 201. We want to continue to see Amazon close daily below 201. We will continue to target 196, as we said last week, and 192 change, 193, let's call it, into this week. So our downside targets this week for Amazon, 196 and 193, with it continuing to close below 201. Next up is Apple. Now, Apple continues to be one of the weakest of the bunch. We were looking 2 weeks back for Apple to get up and attempt 217. They could not make it to 217, as we noted last week. That was a very weak position coming into last week for Apple. And we said last Sunday night that with it below that 217, on that weakness, they would easily target the 195 and 198 level again. And Friday, they gapped over from Thursday's close and jumped over the 198 level, and indeed have continued to break lower. This week we're looking for 187.22 out of the stock. Best case scenario, we continue to close daily below 198. If it were to jump back up to 202, we may actually consider a new short entry, but for now we're holding shorts, and we want to see the stock continue to close daily below 198 and target 187. If it jumps back up, we'll look for a new short entry, and perhaps, again, with a close above 198, we might want to just take that short position off, book what we can, wait for any further advance. But ultimately here, I'm looking for Apple to come down to 187. Meta, another weak stock in the mix. They put their high in week before last at the target that we talked about 2 weeks ago at 657. They spiked it, closed a little bit below it. Last week we said with that weakness in Meta below 657, they would absolutely target 625, and we labeled 625 as a critical level. Now, we closed just above 625 at 627 on Friday. They need to hang on to this level. If this level breaks this week, we'll be targeting 595. On the way down, I'll be targeting about 605 prior to 595. So our next profit target would be about the 605 price, and then below there, 596. This is the price Meta needs to close daily now below. Still below 626, below 625, certainly should fulfill the downside this coming week. And that'll be a great completion from the short that we have on with the failure at 657. MicroStrategy, the last stock in the mix here, again exhibiting nice weakness. We had as a target 2 weeks ago basically the 420 level, 419.66 is what we said they would run to. They run into their weekly top up there, and last week we wanted to short the stock at the 419.66 level. We said they would not close daily above that level, and they did not. And we had a beautiful decline not only back to 407. Our first target for profit taking was indeed 386. It was a nice sell-off, and they closed Friday in a very poor position at 370. So about a nice $50 drop from our short entry position on the stock down to 370. Nice $50 move. Great move. We'll see how they handle this price here on Tuesday when they open up at 370. Failure at 370, and they're coming down to hit this low down here at 355 with further downside. Ultimately, we're looking at a fair amount of weakness in this particular stock. Now they're already down over 10-12%, which is a nice pullback in just a couple of days. There again may be a little bit more weakness left in the stock as they come off their weekly top, as have the rest of the portfolio that we're following here. So the weekly top was spot on. Nice sell-off in this particular stock. This is one of the best movers we've had in the mix, and we'll continue to take a look at this stock with lower prices coming. Worst case scenario, we want to see the stock now. If they were to go back up to test maybe the 400 level, we would call for new short positions. For the meantime, we're hanging on to the short positions we've had. We've booked some profits, and we're going to look at 355 this coming week. And so there you have it. That is the stock portfolio that we're following here. So again, appreciate you. Thank you for watching. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an update. And please, we invite you to join our free Discord community for our daily insights trader chat. The link is in the description. Visit GTraderPro.com for one-to-one training, tools, and resources. Be sure to follow us on social media and stay connected with the GTraderPro ecosystem. If you like what you're hearing here and you want to follow the stocks along in real time during the course of the week, please be sure to join our free Discord channel for more detailed information throughout the week on our stock portfolio and our futures calls as well. Hope to see you there. Have a great week, everybody.